Damn, so this is my black privilege. Rule number one of living in African countries. Everyone is poor, except for, of course, corrupt politicians and billionaires that are living off of the exploitation of the common African. Rule number two, every politician is corrupt. Doesn't matter what you say, every single damn politician is corrupt. Like, corruption is so rampant in Africa that if there was a world championship for corruption, every single African country would be dominating. And rule number three, do not go to the anti-corruption government protests. Why not? This is a democracy. Fuck around and find out. I'll start by talking about poverty in Africa. African poverty is like me and pizza. They're inseparable. Like, do you see the standards of living of African countries? Even appalling is an understatement. Africa is pretty much the poorest continent by GDP, and all the conflicts that take place in it don't make it any better. Alongside that, Africa has the fastest growing population out of any continent, but most of them are gonna end up broke as hell, fam. A key factor contributing to the poverty in Africa is the fact that most politicians don't give a flying finger about their population. As long as they receive their daily bribes and undeserved salaries, they are dead ass willing to beat the living hell out of their populace if they engage in any kind of quote-unquote civil disobedience. For example, look at Equatorial Guinea. The country is basically a pseudo-democracy with one man, Obiang, and his family owning the entire country. I'm not kidding when I say the entire country of Equatorial Guinea is the personal property of just this one man. Like, what is this Belgian Congo level of nonsense taking place in this continent? The country is basically an old company too, but all the wealth only goes to the autocrat and his family who run it while everyone else is living in crippling poverty. And the fact that Western oil companies are willing to do business with this man makes me absolutely livid. Morals always get thrown out of the window when it comes to business dealings. And well, if you try to protest, you'll be swiftly beaten, tortured, or made to disappear. And get this, its capital city, Malabo, is on the island Bioko, where all the rich guys like Obiang live. Mansions, extravagant roads, luxury resorts, you name it. It's all there. And then the part of Equatorial Guinea that is on the African mainland is nothing more than dirt poor. Absolutely no development takes place there. If it isn't obvious already, that country is an absolute hellhole to live in. And don't get me started on democracy in Africa. Most African countries are corrupt autocracies or oligarchies, with them being democratic. And I know how African politicians play their games. They only develop their countries because they know they will get quickly overthrown if people hate them too much. But they develop their countries to a point that is so insignificant that it is barely noticeable, but the general populace are more or less okay with it because they don't have the energy or vigor to change their dumpster fire of a country. No wonder why Africa has so many slums. Hey, at least the living conditions aren't like Indian slums. At least there's some change coming in, however, such as Gen Z overthrowing the government of Madagascar. I'm tremendously ecstatic about it too. Get your stupid ass out of here, Rajoelina. And then in the cases of Kenya and Tanzania, the protesters were absolutely murked badly too. Like, the security forces of those countries demolished them while the entire world just looked on the sidelines. Like, their leaders are absolute tyrants. Meanwhile, they feed the pockets of their corrupt cronies while most people struggle to survive. And by the way, the main reason why Africa is so corrupt is because of their tribal systems, which teaches us to respect senior authority instead of questioning it like other races do. And back then, the kings and rulers had absolute rule and authority, so they could do anything they wanted. And a lot of Africans still have that mindset. Remember to like and subscribe and also comment for the algorithm. Thank you.